Hi there, my name is Anna and I welcome you to today's lesson. And first, I'd like to thank you for your presence today. And before we begin, I invite you to sit comfortably and do some stretching exercises to activate your blood flow. And in a moment, I'll be doing a presentation for you, a PowerPoint presentation, where I'll be talking about a very interesting topic. So I hope you're hearing me and seeing me okay. Now our lesson for today is about a word study that will emphasize our grammar usage. I will specifically touch on a part of speech. I know there are several parts of a speech, but I'll just focus on one today, and that is called a noun. So I'll discuss the definition, the types, kinds, and examples. But before we begin, I know that I have sent a passage, and if you have not received that yet, let me just show you how it looks like, and I can send it to you if you don't have a copy. So here it is. What I wanted you to do with this one is to read. Read briefly or as fast as you can, and then write as many words as you can find in here that talk about a person, a place, an event, an emotion, or anything about a subject. And then after you have written the words, find a partner and let your partner read the words that you have written, and then you can exchange back your papers. Okay, so as promised, I'm going to talk about a noun. So what is a noun? A noun is a part of speech that talks about a person, place, thing, or an event. And there are two types, proper and common nouns. Proper nouns talk about very specific person, thing, event, or thing. Thing, event, place, or Canada and Honda. Whereas proper nouns talk about person, thing, place, event in general. For example, Chris is a man, or Chris can be an engineer. And then Canada, we know that Canada is a country, and Honda is a brand name for a vehicle. And usually, proper noun is capitalized. As you can see in my example, Chris, Canada, and Honda. Now, there are three different kinds of proper and common nouns, and they are collective, abstract, and concrete. But I'm going to discuss one by one for you. The first one is collective. Collective nouns are considered as one entity. As you can see in my examples here, for a class, a meeting, an army, or a congregation. Whereas abstract, the second one, it refers to intangible nouns. When we say intangible, those things that we don't see. For example, an emotion of happiness, a state or freedom, patience, anger, envy. Now we go to the third one, which is concrete and the exact opposite of abstract. This refers to the tangible ones, or the ones that we see, the person, things, place, or events that we see using our five senses. For example, this colorful rainbow, food, house. And we know that nouns are a very interesting topic because not only that they have different kinds, but they also have different qualities, and they include person, number, gender, and case. So I'll go over the first one, which is the person as a quality of a noun. You can see in the image in front of you, there are three components of a person. First person is the speaker. The second person is the one spoken to. And the third is the one spoken about. Now we go to the number. When we say number, we are talking about the quantity. We know that a noun is single or singular when it just talks about one, just one. For example, pencil, one pencil. Whereas plural, it's more than two, two or more. As you see in my example, two or more pencils, or there are four pencils. And what we do to modify the nouns in terms of the number, we simply add s or es in the word or the noun. And then we go to the third one, which is the gender. And we know that a gender is a masculine when it's a male. For example, Chris. I assume that Chris is a name of a man. Feminine, of course, it talks about female. For example, a nun. We cannot say a male nun because we know that is a priest. So feminine is for female nouns. For example, nun. Now, neuter or this noun without gender, or we don't know, we cannot be certain if it's either a male or a female, then we know that it's neuter. For example, a table. We don't know if a table is a male or female, or it doesn't have any gender at all. Now, last but not least is the case. This type of or quality of a noun talks about function, and there are three functions of a noun. It can be nominative, possessive, and objective. When we say nominative, it stands or functions as the subject. For possessive, as the word implies, ownership or possession. Objective, it answers the questions to whom or for whom or to what. Now I'm giving you a specific example or examples for each function. The first one is the nominative. I bought a cake. So I is the subject, so I is the noun there. The second one is the possessive, or it denotes possession. The boat is theirs. Whose boat? It's theirs. So it is their boat. In that case, theirs is the noun there, the possessive noun. Last is the objective. As what I have mentioned to you previously, it answers the questions to whom, for whom, or to what. Jim will buy Alex a bike. For whom will Jim buy a bike? The answer is Alex. So then that's how the objective noun functions. And there's so many examples that you can at or step back and say, what kind of noun did I use today in my everyday conversation? So that's why I said it is very interesting to know more about the nouns, because this is really broad, but I think I've given you the very basics for you to really appreciate nouns in your everyday conversations. So now for us to know if we have learned something from my lesson today, I want to give you this quick exercise where you will make use of the image below or in front of you. And I want you to just identify 5 nouns. If you can find more, it's good, but I require only 5, minimum of 5. And then name the qualities for each noun that you have identified. You can do this at your spare time after this lesson, or you can invite a partner so you can discuss what you have done so far, and it will really help you to move forward and discuss whatever you can in this image below or in front of you. So I hope I've given you a very helpful information about this part of speech called noun, and I am sure moving forward from today that you will get to appreciate your conversation with your peers, with your office mates, with your classmates, or even your family members at home. And I look forward to seeing you again at my next lesson.